Welcome back to another deep dive character analysis. Today, we're plunging into the twisted psyche of one of Stephen King's most terrifying creations, Annie Wilkes from Misery. Whether you met her first on the page or through Kathy Bates' chilling Oscar-winning performance, one thing's certain, Annie Wilkes is unforgettable. And hey, if you enjoy psychological horror and detailed literary breakdowns, don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Let's begin. 1. Surface-level persona, the number one fan. Annie Wilkes introduces herself as a seemingly sweet, if awkward, ex-nurse living in remote Colorado. She rescues author Paul Sheldon after a car accident, and at first glance, her fangirl demeanor seems harmless. She calls herself his number one fan. She feeds him, nurses him, and offers shelter during his recovery. But it doesn't take long before Annie's sunny exterior cracks, revealing something much darker beneath. Reminder: if you're enjoying this breakdown so far, hit that like button, it really helps more horror fans find us. 2. Pathological obsession. Annie's obsession with Paul isn't just about admiration, it's possession. Her love of Paul's books, especially the Misery series, is pathological. When she discovers that he killed off her beloved character, Misery Chastain, Annie loses control. This moment isn't just about disappointment, it's perceived betrayal. She demands that Paul resurrect Misery by rewriting the ending. Her obsession morphs into control, turning Paul into a prisoner both physically and creatively. This tells us something important: Annie doesn't want a story, she wants a fantasy world she can control. And anyone who disrupts that illusion must be corrected. 3. Mental illness and unreliable reality. Annie is often described as having borderline personality disorder or bipolar disorder, but her behavior is more complex. She's prone to violent mood swings, delusional thinking, and extreme black and white ideology, loving or hating Paul with no in-between. There's also a clear history of violence, suggesting psychopathy or antisocial personality traits. She infantilizes Paul at times, but then turns sadistic, most notably in the hobbling scene, where she breaks his ankles to prevent escape. It's a moment that defines her, brutality masked by rationalization. "It's for your own good," she says. In Annie's mind, love and violence are intertwined. Quick break: if this analysis is resonating with you, consider subscribing. We dive deep into the minds of horror's most iconic characters every week. 4. Symbolism, Annie as a metaphor. Stephen King has hinted that Misery is partly about his struggles with addiction and creative pressure. In this reading, Annie becomes more than a character, she's the embodiment of toxic fandom, creative entrapment, and even self-destruction. Paul's captivity echoes King's own sense of being trapped by what his audience demanded of him. Annie's mantra, "I'm your number one fan," turns obsessive admiration into psychological imprisonment. She's the reader who loves you, until you write something they don't like. 5. Legacy, the monster in the house. What makes Annie Wilkes so terrifying isn't just her violence, it's the claustrophobic intimacy of her horror. She isn't a slasher in a mask or a ghost in the attic. She's right there beside you, holding your hand, and a sledgehammer behind her back. She's every artist's nightmare, someone who loves your work so much, they want to trap you inside it. If that idea haunts you like it haunts us, drop a comment below. Who should we analyze next? And don't forget, like, subscribe, and share with your fellow horror aficionados. Until next time, stay safe and beware of number one fans.